Good morning, everyone. It has been reported this morning that Lewis Hamilton is leaving Mercedes for Ferrari to join the Scuderia in 2025. Now, this is only a rumour. Sky F1 have been talking about it like it's true. It's not. It hasn't been confirmed by Mercedes. It hasn't been confirmed by Ferrari. But this is what we know. A meeting is going ahead at Brackley in the factory at 2 p.m. UK time later today. That's in about an hour and a half, where we'll know more. Apparently, according to Sky Sport F1's Craig Slater, this will be about Lewis Hamilton leaving the team. Now, it's only recently Mercedes has put together a contract with Lewis Hamilton, haven't they?
Yeah, so he, towards the end of last year, signed a 2-year contract extension with Mercedes, taking him to the end of 2025. It's believed that that's a 1+1 contract, so in effect he could break that at the end of 2024, which is what it's reported to be happening. It's not confirmed yet, but I mean, Craig Slater does say that the sources he's been told by, he believes that it is true and that it will be confirmed by the end of the day.
Yeah, and I've got to add, if Craig Slater believes it to be true,
Yeah.
I believe Craig Slater.
Yes.
Okay, so Hamilton has talked about Ferrari for a long time. Obviously, Ferrari is this huge historical figure within Formula One, within motorsport. He's said in the past that it's a lifelong dream for any driver to join the Scuderia. But is this a plausible thing? Is this? I mean, it sounds pretty likely, but taking all that away this morning, is it a plausible thing for Hamilton to be moving over?
I'm still processing. I honestly never thought it would happen prior to this. I think it's just difficult to think of him moving away from a team that he's been with since 2013. He's won 6 of his 7 championships with Mercedes. They've got so much off track and behind the scenes together as well, like the Ignite program, which is obviously something that Hamilton is so passionate about that I just never really saw this happening. But Craig Slater actually mentioned this as well, which I thought actually that makes so much sense, that Ferrari has such a huge platform that could easily be a way that Ferrari has convinced Hamilton to move over to carry on and do other initiatives with him about stuff that he's passionate about. So I get that could happen. Like you say, the majority of drivers will dream of driving for Ferrari one day. He's also 39 now. This could potentially be his last opportunity to make a move, but I'm still incredibly shocked by it. So I don't know how much more input I can give. It's shocking.
I think you're right. Ferrari is such a huge brand. We always think of Mercedes and Lewis, that pairing being a worldwide brand, but actually Ferrari is such a huge brand. It dwarfs anything like that. So from that point of view, from a point of making a change, which Hamilton has been wanting to do for so long and actively pursuing, Ferrari actually makes complete sense.
Yeah, and also it's no secret he hasn't been particularly happy the last 2 years. I mean, obviously we won't go into 2021, but
The dropped dough.
It didn't end the way...
Oh, sorry, 2021. Sorry, I was thinking the W14 or 13 rather.
Didn't end the way that he wanted it to end. Then obviously he kind of picked himself back up, wanted to come back fighting, or in fight mode, as he said. And then obviously he was given the W13.
The dropped dough.
Didn't quite improve the way he wanted it to for the W14. So the team hasn't really been going in the direction that he's wanted them to go in. But then adding to that, they now supposedly are. so
And he's had huge input over this. He's had big input. He's been at the factory every day being that motivational figure for the team. And he is that for the team. And, you know, James Allison has come back on board, personally taking over the design direction of this car, which Hamilton wanted. And Hamilton's input has gone into this car. Major input. You know, they've changed a lot of... Well, it's presumed that they've changed a lot about it. Ferrari, in comparison, I thought watching last season that Ferrari was not the faster car compared to Mercedes, but it's difficult to tell. You know, Carlos Sainz got the only non-Red Bull win last year. Ferrari actually proved to be pretty quick towards the end of the season. Maybe Ferrari is faster than Mercedes, and Hamilton's thinking, okay, we have the global brand, so, for his initiatives, maybe Ferrari is a good team to gamble on.
Don't you think it's funny timing, though? Like, I would just... Okay, so if you've got this break clause in your contract that you could potentially move for 2025, why not wait and see what Mercedes come up with for this year?
Yeah,
it seems odd, but then it ties in with Carlos Sainz's contract extension, and this is kind of making sense now because there was rumours of Ferrari wanting just a 1-year contract extension with Sainz.
It all ties in.
He wanted a multi-year,
and Ferrari hasn't rumoredly, that's a word now. Ferrari apparently hasn't given it to him.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Okay, the questions. Let me just do this because we were just sent the betting odds for Hamilton. It's a pretty crazy time. Obviously, I'm just trying to find them right now.
For him to move.
No, so the odds of him winning a drivers' championship with Ferrari are 3-1, and odds of retiring after just one season with Ferrari are 2-1. And this is all thank you to bonus code bets. Bonus code bets. They're the ones who sent through those odds to us. So thank you very much. We're not getting paid for that, just so you know. Look, let's talk about where. I mean, this is Hamilton to Ferrari could really change a lot. We thought this was going to be quite a quiet off season. Where are these drivers going to go? If Lewis Hamilton goes to Ferrari, he replaces Carlos Sainz. Where's Carlos Sainz going?
Well, the main rumour is
Sauber.
Audi, but I can't see him moving to Sauber or Stake before Audi comes in.
Yeah.
He obviously was previously with Red Bull, with Toro Rosso, so maybe he goes back there.
Potentially could replace Yuki Tsunoda or Daniel Ricciardo, depending on how they do this season. I think that actually puts even more pressure on those drivers.
Do you think he'd go back to... I know...
Yes, as an interim.
VCARB is meant to be more closely aligned with Red Bull this year, so, it's expected that they will be much more competitive than AlphaTauri was last year, but don't you think that feels like a bit of a step back?
No, I don't think so. I think driving the RB19 would be...
Well, yeah.
which it most likely will be very similar to. I think that would be a great step for Carlos Sainz, who's maybe out of a seat, and then he can wait there while Audi, Sauber, whatever you want to call it these days, get ready, because Audi's going to be a huge machine in Formula One, I think.
I do think Red Bull are quite savvy to that, though.
Yes,
what we saw with Liam Lawson, I don't think they would.
They don't think of themselves as an interim.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, who could replace Hamilton at Mercedes?
Alex Albon.
Alex Albon, I think. Is there a driver in history to be both in the Mercedes and Red Bull cars, or have history in both teams? I'm trying to think.
I can't think of
any.
We may be proved wrong.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Let us know down in the comments if we're stupid. But I think Alex Albon is a great lead driver. He's proven himself with Williams. He's matured as a driver. And, on track and off track, he's strategic. He's sensible. I think he'd be a great driver for Mercedes.
Do you know what you just slipped in? Lead driver. So do you not consider George Russell as a lead driver?
No, not yet. I believe he's too emotional at the moment. I don't think he's got a steady head on his shoulders. Don't get me wrong, a great driver. One of the best drivers on the grid right now, but I feel like he is trying to prove himself a little too much, taking strange strategic decisions, maybe being a little hot-headed. And I think, that's very normal for a younger driver. So let him mature. He will become a lead driver. He is a very talented person. So, but I think Albon and Russell, I think that'd be great. And it opens the door for a Williams driver. Now, who could that Williams driver be?
Latifi. Couldn't help myself.
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring someone.
That would be a junior, surely.
It will be a junior, likely. Yeah. We won't go into that right now. But Bono, Lewis Hamilton's right-hand man, he'll likely follow.
Surely.
Yeah, just let's hope him and Xavi don't talk too much, because we don't want anything rubbing off.
That is the thing with Ferrari over the last few years. There's been some issues in terms of strategy and all of that. So I really can't see Hamilton moving without Bono.
No, I agree entirely.
Yeah.
Bono, I mean, well, Lewis Hamilton's just had a huge change-up of his management. He's bringing on an old friend whose name I can't remember, but someone he's worked with for a long time, and they are specifically focusing on his racing, not necessarily the out of track stuff. Maybe he is going to have a shake-up. Angela, he left Angela. Angela's gone. She's gone on to do her own thing. Maybe after everything that's happened to Hamilton, this is a refresh for his mind, and moving away from Mercedes. Maybe it was like slight PTSD kind of stuff.
I'm just going to put it out there now. I'm not coping well with the idea of him not being at Mercedes.
It's going to be such a strange change.
It's just like that's ingrained in us. If he then moves away from Bono as well, I just don't think I will cope.
No more hammer time. Right. On that note, let's wait for 2:00. I expect more news to come by the end of the day. Obviously, they'll tell the Mercedes staff first. We'll likely get a press release, I'd expect, about 5 p.m. UK time. That's what I'm going to say. But come on, guys, hammer time. Let's get this press release out sooner rather than later. We want to know. We want to know the future. Once we know, we'll come back on camera and we'll discuss the future of everyone that this affects. We'll talk about who could potentially who could potentially fill the gaps if there are any. So look, thank you so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments what you think. If this rumor is true or false, I'm pretty sure it is true. Again, not confirmed. Will be confirmed later today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, ring the
notification bell.
See you in the next video.